Classic Rock Radio.
Ja, Leute, Tag 3 bei Rock am Ring und heute bei mir Dan und Brandon vom Atreyu. Hi, it's so
How are you?
nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well.
How are you guys? How have you been these last few days at Rock im Park and Rock am Ring?
Amazing. Yesterday was first day of this little European run, so just right into the fire on a big old festival, and it was awesome. Super good show yesterday, so we're excited for today.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So did you guys also get a chance to see the sets of some other artists yesterday?
Yeah, a few. We watched While She Sleeps. Hatebreed was Parkway for a little bit. I think Hatebreed was mice. I'd say Hatebreed was my highlight of the day yesterday. It was awesome.
Yeah, they're smashing. They probably have the best use of cryo that I've
Ever seen?
seen. Like the timing of it was just smashing. Every time it would come in, I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. They're a band that just doesn't get any. They just keep getting better. It's awesome.
That's so cool. Okay, so obviously you guys are opening Mandora stage today on day 3 of Rock am Ring. What can the fans expect from your show today?
Dan's not going to wear pants today.
Those days are over.
I am thinking about it. No, I mean, I feel like festivals for us, especially these kind of big European festivals, are where we where we thrive. Like, there's just nothing like festival energy, and especially European festival energy. So we're just looking forward to having a good time. Yeah.
Now that you've mentioned European festival energy, I mean, when we talk to the artists here at all the festivals, they're always like when they're from the US or Canada, you guys in Europe have the festival game figured out because it's not like that in the US or in Canada. Why do you think that is?
Because Europeans are just that much more ripping, you know. I think that it's coming around. There's Danny Wimmer is a guy who does most of the festivals in the States, and he literally, I think, took a big page out of the Euro Festival book and like came over and studied what's happening over here. So the quality of the festivals is getting close, but there's something about European crowds, especially with rock music and heavy music, that the energy is just on a higher level than I think anywhere in the world, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a cultural thing. I think just culturally and like historically out here, like people just the way that they absorb music, the way that they are around music is just a lot more. The energy is just a lot better.
More diehard.
It's more diehard. I think people are a little bit more passionate in a different way. That's like enjoyable for us. We don't see in the States as much.
That's so cool to hear as a German. So you guys are also going to play some more festivals during the summer. And you've obviously done this a lot of summers.
Yeah.
So do you have any favorite festivals that you love coming back to?
Honestly, Rock am Park is always great. Download's always fun. Grass Pop's always fun. Hellfest in France is always insane. But yeah.
Really. I mean, they're all festivals in Europe is just great. I mean, it's scenically, it's always really pretty and like cooler and more interesting than most of the places in the States. I mean, some of the places in the States are cool, but and we played Welcome to Rockville, which is on a racetrack. That's probably the closest thing we have to being like that, but being like this out here. But yeah, it's great.
They're all good.
Yeah, they're all good.
That's so cool. Okay, so now that we've talked about that you mentioned the scenic parts of Europe and Germany, can you guys tell me 3 things that you love about Germany or that you love about Germany more than about the US?
Beer,
Yeah.
schnitzel, sausages.
Haxa? Is that what it is? The pork
I think
knuckle thing?
That's a
food
good
in
one.
general.
Yeah.
Food and beer is our top one.
Yeah, the food out here, beer, just the nightlife culture and everything out here is a lot more exciting and fun. Or even going down to like, oh my God, where's the one that has? Is it Munich?
Yeah.
That has the Hofbrauhaus and all that stuff with the giant beers. I mean, it's very touristy at this point, but like
It is, but like...
but it's fun. Who doesn't like beers that are this big?
Too big.
Too big.
We're Americans. We like things that are too big.
Yeah, bigger is better.
But yeah, I definitely think food is highlight for. I love German food.
No. That's kind of interesting because, like, I feel like in Germany, everyone's about burgers and stuff that you guys have in the US, and you're like, we love the German food. That's so cool.
The funny thing is coming to Europe and seeing American-style things that are, like, so much more horrible than we even do it. Like, it's like, oh, get the American burger. It's got 3 fried eggs, bacon, 4 patties, and a piece of lasagna on it. You're like, we don't even do that.
No, the one thing you guys, or most places in Europe, don't have that they really do need is Mexican food.
Yes.
Good Mexican food, like proper Mexican food. You'll find it every once in a while, and you're like, "What's this gonna be?"
Yeah.
And you go in there and eat it. This is terrible. This is not Mexican food. This is gringo Mexican food, as we call it. It's like made by not Mexicans.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
It's one of the most delicious foods ever. We grew up in Southern California, so like we're right on the border of Mexico, and we get so much good Mexican food. It's incredible.
It's stuff. I just moved to Nashville from California, and even in Nashville, there's just no Mexican food. So it's
You guys
very.
should make it some schnitzel tacos.
Yeah, you guys could be really.
Ooh,
That's a
that's a
whole
good
new
one.
kind of
Worst
fusion.
burritos.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should just come and
do it.
open up a Mexican restaurant in Germany.
Gotta figure out a good name.
Mexa-German food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haxa burritos.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could even do that in the US. I think people
could.
would love that.
Good. German food is like even. That's why I think why I like it so much is that it's harder to find in the States.
It is.
There's not like.
They got that little
Yeah, this is that.
spot.
Yeah.
beer garden.
Yeah. The Rathskeller. Yeah. Now we're just talking about local things.
Yeah, that's fine. Just now that you've mentioned that you moved to Nashville, Nashville is obviously famous for its country music scene. Do you guys also listen to some country music?
It's so weird. I moved to Nashville, and then the first morning I woke up in my house, there was just boots on the edge of my bed, and there was a cowboy hat hanging on the thing. I don't know where they came from, but I think they just appear. And
Cowboy Ferry.
yeah, Cowboy Ferry
Cowboy
dropped
Ferry
them off.
came as soon as you,
So yeah, like I think by proxy I just have to now.
you do.
Yeah, this is a random funny story. So I moved, and Cody from the band Wage War lives down the street, and I was buying a dining room table, and I needed to borrow his truck, and I don't even really know at the time didn't really know him that well, and I was like, "Can I borrow your truck to get a table today?" He's like, "No problem." So he let me borrow his truck, and I get in it, and I'm a California boy that drives an electric car, so I get in this big truck and I turn the car on, and it's just on like country radio blasting. And I went to like turn it down and change it at first, but then it was like, no, like this is me now. I just rolled the windows down and just like cruised his big ass truck around Spring Hill, Tennessee, listening to country radio.
Yeah, cracked a
Some
cold
Garth,
Coors
yeah,
Light,
yeah.
poured it in a red Dixie cup.
So that's my life now. Yeah,
That's so cool. So the next Atreyu album will probably be country.
yeah, all pedal steel and banjo.
That's
Yeah,
so cool.
Yeah, danjo.
Yeah, the banjo player.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, everyone can look forward to that in 2025, the Atreyu Country album.
Yeah.
Okay, so you heard it here first, guys. That's so cool.
Yeah. First song, Lost My Boots.
Yeah.
And then second song, Found My Boots.
Found my boots.
Yeah.
I could be happy again.
Yeah.
Till I
Lose them again, yeah.
Oh my god. So, but back to your music that you will hopefully not change to country anytime soon.
It's too late.
Sorry about that. You guys released your album, The Beautiful Dark of Life, in December. Can you tell us a little bit about the album?
It's fucking great. That's for one.
It is.
No, it's cool. I mean, it was a fun album to make. We kind of released it a little differently than we've released most of our albums, and kind of like giving it out pieces at a time. And it's been an awesome response. It's one of those things where it's funny to give fans little pieces of music and kind of like string them along, because you don't know what they're gonna like more or what's gonna be the favorite. And it's kind of been cool for every little bit to have like kind of crowd favorites and this and that, and it kind of has allowed us to play some more of the new stuff, you know, kind of intermittently throughout the cycle. And yeah, but most of all, it fucking rips.
What he sneezed.
It's also been the second album that you are singing that you are the front man,
Yeah.
the lead singer. So what I'm interested to know is how has that you stepping up from the drums to frontman changed the dynamic of the band, if it has at all?
I mean, they're all jealous of me now.
We're a lot more attractive. now,
Yeah, yeah.
Mostly.
They're all-
It's more aesthetic at this point.
We're all fucking jealous, though. You guys are all jealous of me now. No, it's awesome. It's fun. Like, the only reason why I'm the front man of this band is because the rest of the band wanted me to be. So I feel support from them, and we have a good fucking time on stage. And I think that the current chemistry of the band really like shows and shines when you see us play, and even in the music that we're writing. So it's a lot of fun. Plus, they get paid more now. Lead singers get paid more, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you ever miss playing the drums?
Not a day in my life.
Ooh.
No, I mean, I still get to play. I still will play sometimes in the set, here and there. But my wife enjoys my soft hands now, so can never go back.
Not as much as I do.
Yeah, not as much as Dan does.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I think it's also the first time that you're playing Rock am Ring as the frontman. Is that right?
Second. So
Second.
funny enough, we actually came here in this lineup in 2019 because in 2019 our previous singer injured his
Yeah.
back like a
Oh,
week
okay.
before we were supposed to come here. So we figured it out and still came. So funny enough, the only some like Rock am Ring, Rock am Park was the first crowd in Germany to see us play like this, and it was before we even were this band.
Yeah.
They like got to see into the future.
Ooh,
Think about that.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, but back to your album, to the Beautiful Dark of Life. I feel like something that you guys do like not many other bands is that you obviously obviously have these very captivating choruses. Is that something that you guys try to like achieve in the songwriting, or does it just come naturally to you?
I think both. I think we've always just been into catchy music. You know what I mean? Like we've always been into the big, arena chorus or even the big pop chorus. You know what I mean? Like it's the Tom Petty method, the don't bore us, get to the chorus kind of thing. Where it's like, to me, that's a highlight of a song. If you don't have a chorus that gets stuck in your head, then like your song is lost. So I think that's always been pretty top tier as far as us writing songs.
Of course, in most cases, the chorus is the song. That's the part that people remember the most. And if you don't have a great chorus, everything else is just kind of less than underneath that. So, yeah, it's an important focus for us is making sure that the chorus is soaring, if you will, and has every element it needs to be aesthetically and sonically as big as possible.
I feel like there's a lot of bands that come from our genre that are maybe, more rooted in metal or hardcore or whatever it may be, and then like almost have like a fear of sounding too like pop, or like it's like, oh, it's not like metal, and I don't think we've ever given a shit about that. So I think that's why that always lent itself to that.
Well, the thing that's interesting about metal is because you have people that are just die-hard metal fans that'll can listen to a band like us and be like, these guys aren't metal, and it's like, listen to like Iron Maiden, you know what I mean? Like Iron Maiden is like, yeah, I mean, there's nothing heavy about it at all. I mean, it's very flamboyant if you think about it, and it's funny that it's like we're heavier than that, but we're not metal enough. It's very strange, and there's plenty of bands in that realm. I mean, most of the stuff in the '80s was quote unquote heavy, other than something like a Slayer or a Metallica or things like that on the thrashier side of things. But you look on the other side, like we were thinking about like the Accept, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, like all these bands were very melodic, very flamboyant. So
And so are we.
And so are we.
So do you like look up to these bands still, or try to like get inspiration from them sometimes?
Absolutely. We've had the pleasure of being invited to do 2 tours with Iron Maiden. One of them was in Mexico about 15 years ago, and then one of them was in Canada last year. And like, it's insane to watch the caliber of band that band still is, how huge they are, how good they sound, and how much energy they have still. And they're like, the dudes are getting up there in age. Like that in itself is just like, it's the ultimate legend status, like legacy band. Like they still rip just as hard as they did 30 years ago. They're probably better now. Yeah, it's definitely inspiring to watch, for sure.
So is that something that you guys like think about? Do you think about, okay, can we do this, or do we want to do this for another 30 years also, or is it just like, okay, let's just live now And
Yeah, I think we just do it. For us, it's like there's never been an expiry date. Like we've never had a thing where it's like, yeah, we'll do this for this long. We just kind of go, and I don't think there's like an end in sight. It's like
As long as the train keeps going, we'll keep writing.
we'll keep going. Yeah. So, yeah.
that's good. So, talking about your set later, how hard is it for you guys when you play a festival show that's only like half or not even half the time that your usual concert
Yeah.
set is like? How hard is it to like compress the set list? To
Really
just
fucking hard. Us playing a 30-minute set list is very difficult.
Yeah, we have to cut a lot out. I mean, but it's one of those things where we have statistics we can look at, like Spotify or Apple Music, things like that, where we can look statistically and see these are your top. If we can play 6 songs, these are your top 6 songs. This is what statistically most people like to listen to. And if we're going to play not only to people that know who we are, but people that maybe have never seen us before, never heard of us, we want to put our best foot forward in these environments. So playing your most popular songs are advantageous.
Yeah.
So we typically do that.
But it is hard because, like, even going to our, if you go to like the hits, so to speak, I think 30 minutes to us is about 6 songs usually.
Yeah.
We're very lucky to have more than 6 of those. So you're like, well, damn it. Well, what do we, you know what I mean? But it's good. We played the set yesterday, felt good still, and felt like we accomplished what we needed to accomplish. So, but for future festival bookers, we love at least 45 minutes to do the proper Atreyu show. Yeah, just saying.
So are the fan favorites usually also your favorites as a band? Because I feel like the energy in the crowd is, I mean, it's probably pretty good when you play the
Yeah.
fan favorites, but like what's...
I think there's a concept of the energy from the crowd and what happens when we play those songs is what makes them great. I think the only thing that makes things less great, and I don't think any of us don't like any of our songs anymore, but it's just like one of those things where it's like there's certain songs we've played at every single show since they were released. So you're like, okay, this one again. But like you said, what happens when we play those songs makes it just fine. You know what I mean? It's like I don't think you can ever hate on something that's like giving you life. You know what I mean? So, like we played Right Side of the Bed, for instance, every single show since it was released. And what happens every time we play that song, it's like, yep, that's why we do this,
I think it's like, my analogy is like having clothes that you used to wear 20 years ago, and you're like, I don't dress like that anymore, but you go out and people are like, I'd really prefer if you wore those clothes.
Yeah.
And like, they haven't fit in them since I was in high school, and it's like, but that's who we want you to dress like that. And like, I guess I'll go put them on again. Yeah. All right, here we go. They look okay, but if you guys like them, we'll keep wearing them.
Yeah. It's good. I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
It's like,
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like I said, you can't hate on what gave you life. Like, I feel like our whole catalog, people are fucking with our music, we're going to play it for them. You know what I mean?
Oh, cool. So for my last question, I would like to know, I mean, obviously it's only been half a year since you released your album, but do you also already get the time to work on some new stuff, some new music?
Yeah. We were in Tokyo last month. We went to Tokyo for a week and just rented a house and brought our producer and wrote for a week. And then we're going to do the same thing in September off the coast of Washington. And in the States, there's like an island off the coast of Washington that we're going to go there and write some more. So, yeah, we're already thinking ahead. That's kind of the thing is, like, our band doesn't ever stop creatively like that. So there's also, like, even more that's going to happen in between that. So, but I can't say yet. But, like, there's a lot. Atreyu fans are going to be really happy in the next, like, let's call it 2 years. Really happy over the next 2 years.
That's cool. So do you guys always do it like this, that you're like, okay, let's go in September for a week and just write some new stuff? Is that
This is
how
the
you
first
work?
newer thing. I mean, most of the time in the past few years, at least, past few records, we would typically, everybody kind of writes whatever they're going to write on their own, and then we come into the studio and we go, all right, what has everybody got? And then we'll go around and everybody shows their ideas. We're like, ooh, we like that one. We'll work on that and we'll write that song that day. In this particular situation, we had a festival we were playing in Jakarta, Indonesia, and the flight to get out there is really far. It's grueling, and the halfway point was in Tokyo. So we're like, why don't we, instead of just flying to Tokyo and flying right down to Jakarta and just being like, oh, this is a miserable trip. Like, why don't we just stop in Tokyo, stay there for a week, because Tokyo's amazing, and we'll write there, and then at the same time just like go out at night and like just enjoy like, you know, relaxing for a little bit and being somewhere really cool and somewhere that's extremely inspiring. And write in that environment. We've never written in an environment like that before, so we're like, let's just see what that's like. And then made our way down to Jakarta and made the whole experience a lot better and broke things up a lot nicer. And I mean, honestly, we just wanted to stay in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool.
We're just looking for excuses to go on vacation. But I mean, it really, like, we've been a band for 25 years, and I feel like it's just like, it's paramount to like keep things interesting and like try, you know, even the last few records were different. Making them was different than making the few before it. So it's like now we're kind of shifting again, and you know, it's a new producer and it's just a new way of doing things. But at the end of the day, it's just what's like the most fun to do, you know? So it's working so far. And the songs are ripping.
Yeah, they're ripping.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm looking forward to hearing them.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thank you very much and enjoy your set later.
Classic Rock Radio.